All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. Facebook will not let me go live, so we got to do it through YouTube. Good morning, Tony Pinkston. Tony, you need to text me or email me your telephone number ASAP. I don't know if you saw my email. Clevie Stewart. Good morning. It's a telephone number you want associated with your account. Send that one over to me. Jacqueline Briggs. Barbara Brown. Lorna Vasquez. Franz from Sweden. Jacqueline from Maryland. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rohan from the ATL. Elizabeth Preston. Beth. Good morning. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Make a decision, take action, stay focused, do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that you can ask for. All right. Good morning, everybody. I've been away for a couple of days. I had a emergency with my family here, had to take care of for the last 2 days. And especially my cousin, keep him in prayer, my cousin from Las Vegas. Robert Smith, he had a stroke about a month ago and was in a medically induced coma for a few weeks. He actually is moving and opened his eyes. The last report I got the other day. So please keep my family in your prayers. We've got a lot going on my side. But anyways, that the world keeps spinning, keeps turning, and we got to keep moving forward. So first things first, we are going to look at the market cap. The market cap right now is at $237 billion. It is down 1% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is at 65.7%, so that's actually down. Ethereum looks to be up a little bit at 8.42%, and Ripple's down below 5%. So the last 7 days, Bitcoin has lost 7.3%. Ethereum has lost 3.5%. Ripple 13.1% last 7 days. Bitcoin Cash 9.2%. Litecoin 7.4%, EOS 5.9%, Bitcoin SV 8.8%. Those of you that have the Coinbit Pro Pro Pack, we're actually going to cover this in detail in about 2 hours from now to look at what's going on in the market over the past week and how we could have capitalized on it and where it possibly could go. So stay tuned for that. If you are not a Pro member, you want to be one, you still have time to get there. So let's look at some news. And I love news like this. I love seeing this. I always love going into dream mode. I've said this 2 years ago, that the world's richest man or woman or group or entity is going to come because of the cryptocurrency space. When you look throughout history at the wealthiest people who have ever lived, and I don't want to go by government leaders. You know, you think of Solomon, Mansa Musa, Saddam Hussein. Oh, yeah, Saddam Hussein was one of the richest men on the planet. The Saudi royal family, Muammar Gaddafi, Vladimir Putin. These people, their wealth is generated off of the currency of their nation. But I'm talking about entrepreneurs. You look at the Industrial Revolution, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, J.P. Morgan, John D. Rockefeller. All of those individuals that had net worth anywhere between 150 to 400 billion dollars each. And then we had a quiet zone for the next 100 years where Bill Gates at one time was the richest man in the world and he had like 45 billion. Now we got back to that $100 billion range. Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. I think even Mark Zuckerberg's crossed 50 billion himself. Now, how will we see anyone get to the $1 trillion? That's just staggering. One family's wealth, trillions. The answer is yes. And crypto is going to make that happen. So this article, Bitcoin and crypto will create world's first trillionaire, says Mark Musco. So that's why I run around. I'm not trying to be a millionaire. My goal is to be a billionaire. Why not? I'm in the space. So, the managing partner of crypto investment firm Morgan Creek Digital says he thinks Bitcoin and crypto will create the world's first trillionaire. Wow. At the DAS Markets Conference in New York, Bitcoin bull Yusko equated the rise of blockchain and digital assets to the emergence of the internet. The emergence of the internet. And said the technology will create a new class of wealth in the long run. See, this is why I'm telling you guys, I am in panic mode. I am on the move. I don't care what anybody has to say or what anybody thinks or particularly what anybody else is doing. $1 million a month next year. Let's stop right there. Some of you will get that. Others, you're just going to sit by and watch. It's blowing my mind. Via Decrypt. The great news about that is it's going to create the greatest wealth in the history of mankind. Okay, this is almost like Ronald Reagan trickle-down effect. If this industry is going to create the greatest wealth in the history of mankind, are you going to get your piece? Are you gonna stake your claim? You may not become a trillionaire, but you become a multimillionaire. Look at this. The first $10 trillion company. The first trillionaire. So in other words, how do you create a trillionaire? Well, they've got to be marketing something. They got to sell something. They got to have a company, and that company's got to be worth a whole lot, and so that they get a percentage of. So how's Warren Buffett worth so much money? Well, that's because Berkshire Hathaway is worth like $200 or $300 billion as a company. That's why he's worth so much. So we're going to see the first $10 trillion company, which means the CEO will be a trillionaire. It's all going to come out of this space because what we're doing is fundamentally changing the way we exchange value. Yusko says his message to institutional investors is that Bitcoin is a digital form of gold with more utility than the leading precious metal. Karatbars people, listen up. He advises clients to allocate, here we go again, 1% of their portfolio to Bitcoin and 3 to 5% into blockchain companies building on the technology. I'll share this one more time because people always send me private messages. Hey, Bitcoin Brandon, how are you going to become a Bitcoin billionaire? Want to know why? I'm going to share this with you one last time, and then I shut up about this. The institutional investors who have at least a $10 million portfolio are being advised to invest 1% of their portfolio into Bitcoin. Do you know how much that is? That's $100,000. The price of Bitcoin right now is $8,700. So we're talking about a little more than, what, 9 Bitcoin? I'm sorry, no, 11, 12 Bitcoin. About 11 or 12 Bitcoin that they're saying to invest. Now, they already are sitting on 10 million. Why? Because they say, if this fails, you only lost 1% of your portfolio, 100 grand, that's not going to hurt you. If this succeeds, that $100,000 worth of Bitcoin could be worth 25 million in the next 7 to 10 years. This is what the financial advisors are saying, not Brandon Ivey, not Bitcoin Brandon. So me hearing that, you want to be wealthy, you follow what the wealthy people are doing. Me hearing that, it says, okay, my goal is to have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. Regardless if I have a $10 million portfolio or not, I need to have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. So if it fails, yeah, I took a risk. I lost that. If it wins, I just changed my financial family tree. At the end of this, I'm going to share the plan of action because Bitcoin halving is taking place May 2020. It's one thing to know, it's another to do something about it. And I am a doer. I don't just accumulate information just to be, sound smart. I have a plan. Execute. So I'm going to talk about that at the end, but just listen to what these guys are saying. Here's one thing that is the second thing that I'm doing. Not only am I going to accumulate a mass, and I'm not talking about $100,000 worth, I'm talking by May of next year, I want to have $1 million worth of Bitcoin and more by May of next year. I already have a plan to make it happen. But here's the next step. Call this the Serena Williams step. She learned it from her husband, who's the CEO of Reddit. Have a firm, your own business, or something in place where you've got enough money, resources set aside to invest in the future blockchain companies that are going to become the next Amazons. So if I hear about a new company that's coming offline, I'll give them $250,000. I'll put $500,000 here. I'll put 75,000 there. I'll put 1 million here. Why? Because those are the companies that's going to become worth 50 billion, 100 billion. Now my investment, my $250,000 investment is worth $500 million or $1 billion. You see how? See, Bitcoin is not what's going to get me to billionaire status. That era is long gone unless you have millions of dollars that you can buy a bunch of Bitcoin right now. That's not what's going to do it. It's the companies that is implementing the blockchain technology that you invest in. That's what's going to do it. And I'm going to shut up on that for a while because that's what I do. You got to figure that out yourself. Anyways, look at this. He advises his clients to allocate 1% of their portfolio to Bitcoin and 3 to 5%. So if you've got a $10 million portfolio, 1% is 100,000. 3 to 5%, he's talking about $300,000 to $500,000. That's exactly my numbers. But I want to have 10. I want to be able to invest in 10 companies, $300,000 to $500,000, which means I need to have millions of dollars of resources available. Which means I need to be involved in something that's going to earn me that type of money, because a 9-to-5 job ain't going to do it. Think about the wealth that was created. Companies like Google and Amazon, they're all going to be disrupted, and they're all going to be replaced with this new technological evolution. Ooh, look at this keyword here, but it's early. We're still at the early stages. Wow. Ripple and XRP. I'm going to be saving this article today. Kyoto University has just launched an XRP validator that will help the network verify and process transactions on the ledger. Ripple partnered with the university back in July through its University Blockchain Research Initiative. UBRI is part of the company's social impact program, Ripple for Good. The initiative has allocated $100 million towards supporting organizations that are accelerating and expanding global financial inclusion. Cardano and EOS. Wise Ratings is comparing the smart contract platforms Cardano and EOS. Although EOS launched its blockchain last year, the ratings agency says Cardano now has the edge after launching its incentivized testnet. Cardano is clearly superior to EOS. EOS was first to market, but it's becoming increasingly clear that of the two, Cardano is vastly superior. I agree. I do not have large investments in EOS. Cardano, yeah, ADA. Cardano completed the first snapshot, a balance check for its incentivized Shelley testnet. This latest step towards staking will allow investors to earn rewards on their ADA for the first time. Okay, that's big. Don't forget to move your ADA to Daedalus wallet if you want to participate. Wise Rankings has provided financial market research analysis for consumers and businesses for more than 3 decades and released its first crypto rate rankings in January of 2018. All right, I need to save this article here because this is important. The world's first trillionaire, and he's basically telling you exactly what to do. This right here, he's telling you exactly what to do. Okay, next up. Crypto spending will open floodgates, pushing Bitcoin price 30 times in 4 years into the millions. Here we go, another article talking about the rise of Bitcoin. It says billionaire Tim Draper. Innovation is the key. to Bitcoin's tipping point, according to crypto bull and billionaire Tim Draper. Joining a Q&A session at this year's Malta AI and Blockchain Summit, the venture capitalist identifies all types of Bitcoin spending via the Lightning Network and similar protocols as the catalyst that will push the price of Bitcoin higher and higher, grazing $250,000 by 2022 or 2023. From nearly 30 times from its current price of roughly $8,668. Okay, hold up. What if by May of next year, you had 50 Bitcoin at the current price of $8,668? Okay, so I'm going to do, I guess I'll just pull up the calculator here so you guys can actually see it. I love playing the numbers here. So you got 50 Bitcoin, right, by May. And you multiply that times, what's the current price? $87.59. That's almost $500,000 worth of Bitcoin, $437,000. What happens when those 50 Bitcoin, you did nothing else but held on to them, is now worth $250,000 a coin? 12.5 million. So let me give you guys, since I already brought it up, how to become a billionaire. Let's just say you have at least 50 Bitcoin by May. And then the price of it goes up. And next thing you know, you've got Bitcoin worth 12.5 million or so. You sell 50%. And you use that for your investment firm to be able to invest in blockchain companies. $250,000 here, $500,000 there, $1 million here. And then those companies become multi-billion-dollar companies. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes to $1 million per coin. Your investment is going to make far more money than the rise of the Bitcoin price. But now you have the resources to do it. So, and you should be doing this in your own personal portfolio. You got to first figure out where it is you ultimately want to be. You want to be a billionaire? Okay, great. Now let's work backwards. How do you get to billionaire? You got to be an investor. You got to be able, how do I get the money to invest? Well, you got to figure that out. Okay, now how do I raise the money so that I can invest? What do I need to get involved in? What do I need to do? If you don't have that mapped out, you're not going anywhere than where you currently are right now. You're just going to have a whole bunch of knowledge. And when all this goes down, you're going to say, yeah, I remember when all that was happening. I just didn't do anything. I'm dead serious right now. I have not been this focused in maybe 10 years. Draper, who purchased about 30,000 Bitcoin. Okay, here. Daniel says, how do you find these blockchain companies? You go to blockchain expos. You go to blockchain expos. The next one I'll be at will be in London in March next year. They got booths set up, advertising, what it is that they're doing. Sometimes you might see ICOs. The new trend right now is called IEOs. Get involved in them. I made the most money in crypto. I made more money in one day than most people make in a year off of an ICO. And you know how much money I spent? $750 before it wasn't even in pre-ICO. $750 is what I spent. And in one day, I made a freaking killing. I got a phone call from freaking my Bitcoin wallet. I was saying, what the hell are you doing? We need more KYC to make sure you're not doing some type of illegal terrorist activity or whatever. So you get in, that's how you find out. Attend these events. If there's something going on in your local area, attend it. There's always something happening in LA. I saw they're trying to put together a Ladies of Crypto event. I don't know if they're going to pull that off or not. Right now they've been piggybacking off of others. But I want to play with the numbers here. Tim Draper has 30,000 Bitcoin times 80 107.59. That's $262 million at today's price. But hold up. 30,000 Bitcoin times $250,000 a coin. That's 7.5 billion. Oh, man. All right. Draper, who purchased about 30,000 Bitcoin at $632 per coin in 2014, predicted earlier this year that Bitcoin would nab 5% of the world's assets. 5%. He's doubling down on his insights into the evolutionary technology and now says Bitcoin can grab 20% of the world's currency. Says Draper, it's because of Lightning Network and Open Node and maybe others that are allowing us to spend Bitcoin very freely and quickly so that it's not just a store of value, but it can be used for micropayments. It can be used for retail. It can be used all over. And then, boy, I believe long term is going to be 20% of the currency of the world. And that could mean that it's in the millions, the price of Bitcoin. Draper is a legendary venture capitalist who follows tech trends and has invented in several, hold up. And that could mean that it's in the millions, the price of Bitcoin. Okay, let me do math again here. Let's just say it gets 1.5 million. He's got 30,000 coins times $1.5 million. 45 billion. I can't sleep. I went to sleep at 1. I woke up at 4. I've been at that same trend now for the past 2 weeks. And I'm looking at everybody else like, really? He adds, I think Bitcoin payment processors are really going to open the floodgates, and I continue to believe Bitcoin is going to hit $250,000 by 2022 or 2023. That's just in the next 2 to 3 years. We will think back. I remember when Bitcoin was less than $10,000 a coin. You will, I guarantee, you will have that conversation with other people who've just now getting on Bitcoin 3 years later from now. Your coworkers are going to be talking about it. And you're going to say, yeah, I remember back 2019. You know, I remember 2016, it was like less than $700 a coin. And I'm going to turn around and be like, yeah, I sold 3 Bitcoin for 700 or 800 something bucks in December 2016 for Christmas presents. Yeah, I sold about, and if it's 250,000 a coin, $750,000 I sold for less than 3,000 bucks because I didn't know any better. All right, last article up. I got to save this one too. Now, those of you that's trading, pay attention to this. $500 million in Bitcoin suddenly on the move as leading crypto consolidates at $8,800. $500 million on the move? Bitcoin whales are on the move as the price of the leading crypto consolidates around 8,800. In the last 24 hours, some of the biggest Bitcoin holders on the ledger moved 57,421 Bitcoin, worth about $502 million. Most of the Bitcoin was moved between wallets of unknown origin. One of the transfers sent 1,487 Bitcoin to the crypto exchange OKEX, indicating a trader may be looking to sell some of their funds on the open market. Here's a look at the 7 largest transfers in the last day, totaling 41,367 Bitcoin, worth $362 million. So unknown 9,000, 9,800, 2,600. Okay, from CoinCheck. Okay, off that to an unknown wallet. 1,600 CoinCheck, 9,900 unknown wallet, 6,000 unknown, 1,400 unknown to OKEX. When I see something like this is telling me, you know, no, I'm going to save that for the traders because I'm going to cover this article in the live crypto training. in about an hour and 20 minutes for all the Coinbit Pro members. I'm going to save that for you guys. The company, which holds amounts of crypto and cold storage for institutional clients, moved 16,000 BTC, worth 140 million, all to Xapo. Okay, so we're talking about these are Europeans. Xapo's very big in Europe. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Okay, now as promised, I said I'm going to share at the end, just so you know, I am doing a live how to trade crypto for the Coinbit Pro Pack members at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Wait a minute. 10 o'clock. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Just for the Pro members only. Now, the cost of that, if you are not in Coinbit Pro at all, is $1,350. If you're already in Coinbit Pro, you have not upgraded, it's $1,000 to get that. But how? How to get and earn as much Bitcoin as possible in the next 7 months. I'll share a short story. It's no secret for the past year I've been talking about one thing and one thing only: crypto education. And not just crypto education, but building an education company to teach crypto education. And they have been working on it. I thought we would have been able to launch last February because I had a game plan. I knew May 2020 was coming. So I had a good year and a half, more than that, 2 years, to stack up as much Bitcoin as humanly possible to prepare. And why is May 2020 so important? Because the halving event takes place for Bitcoin, meaning there's about $14 million a day in Bitcoin that's released into the ecosystem, that's being mined. When the halving takes place, that cuts down to less than 8 million coins, $8 million worth of coins a day instead of 14 million. When you have a scarcity, but you have a high demand, the value of it goes up. That's just common sense, economics 101, supply and demand. So I knew that May 2020 will be a turning point in the crypto ecosystem where when the next bull run happens, it will never be this low again. So I knew our company will open up in February. I'm going to kill it. I'll have all year to just accumulate, and I'll be ready to go by May 2020. Unfortunately, that didn't take place. Not only did the company not open, but while I was waiting for it to open, instead of accumulating, I was on the decline because I was living off of my savings. So I did the opposite of what I was supposed to be doing. And a couple of weeks ago, I had an epiphany and said, things need to change. I need to change my approach. I can no longer wait on others and everybody else, nor I'm going to entertain their opinion. Come up with a game plan. And it took me a couple of days, and I came up with a game plan. Now, things happen in mysterious ways because had the doors opened on our company, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. And as a result, I would have still made some good money, but I would not have made the millions that I'm about to. So, I mean, I guess it's a silver lining in everything. You gotta look at it, but you got to be able to make adjustments. So one thing is we've got crypto education. I'm still talking it and I'm still selling it through Coinbit Pro. Before you do anything else, you need education. I will not do business with somebody who refuses to get educated. The other day, I shared with you a conversation somebody had with me. They had money. and wanted to put it somewhere. And I said, invest $13.50 in your crypto education first. And he said, I don't want to do all that. I ain't got time for all that. Just where can I put my money so it can work for me? I said, you just missed the whole point. I can't do business with you. Can't do it. So education is still first and key. Congratulations to, who's killing? Diana Townsend's killing it right now. She made almost $5K in a week and a half selling crypto education. 100% commissions. Paid out instantly. She didn't have to wait next month. She got paid the same freaking day. Same instant, 15 minutes later. So if you're looking for crypto education, we got it. Coinbit Pro. Get back to whoever has you listening to me or send me a message. If you're looking to make money, you're trying to raise funds, sell the product. You make $250 per sale. KGX, you made $100 per sale. And then the second thing is actually what's keeping me up at night. And I'm not even going to say the name of the company, but it's launching on December 5th. There's a presentation taking place today at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then there's an important one tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. This is what's keeping me up at night, because it's going to achieve the goals that I have set that I want to meet before May of 2020, next year. And again, there's a lot of you who's going to sit back and watch. That's your prerogative. But those of you that do want to be involved, I'll tell you now, it's only $50 freaking dollars. Do you got to have to recruit a whole bunch of people? No, you only have to share it with, do you know 2 people with $50? If the answer is yes, you can do this. There ain't no risk. But we are putting the leaders in place right now and putting together our ecosystem. So when December 5th comes along, we're only taking 2,000 people. And then after that, we're closing the doors and not opening it up again until January 11th of next year. And this will go viral. Not only will it go viral, it already is. I've already had more than 10 people hit me up, and I'm like, you don't even realize you're probably in my organization. But this is going to go viral. And this is one of those things where positioning is important. Now, I can't even lie. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. Positioning is important. So anyways, that's what we got going on. There's a third I have, my international deal. I will be really talking about that not until 2020. I'm excited about that one as well. But anyways, you guys have a great day. Those of you that have Coinbit Pro Pack, I will see you in about an hour from now. And then we've got our presentation for our December business at 2 p.m. East. I'm sorry. What time is that at? 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And you should already have that link. We already have a private group, so we'll post that in the private group. Should already have that. Have a great day, everybody. If you do want to know information, shoot me a private message and I'll get it over to you. Take care. Bye-bye.